Now, we're all learning more and more about gut health and how a gut with lots of bacteria means a healthier immune system and a healthier dog. And that's a really good reason to feed your dog fermented foods. But today, I want to talk about something that nobody else does. Not all dogs can handle fermented foods. Let's find out why. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to this channel, and if you're on YouTube, click the alert notification. So as we learn more about the importance of gut health, dog owners are racing to get more fermented foods into their dogs. And why not? They're rich in probiotics and beneficial byproducts, plus fermenting makes nutrients more bioavailable and it breaks down dangerous anti-nutrients. So what's the problem? Well, the problem is that you need to listen to the individual dog. Some dogs will do just great with fermented foods while others won't. And I want to take a look today at the dogs that might have a problem with them. Now, the biggest potential issue is that fermented foods are high in histamines. Now, a lot of dogs will have enough enzymes to break histamines down and they won't have a problem, but not all dogs. If there's more histamine than can be broken down, then it's called histamine intolerance. And this looks a lot like allergies. You'll see itchy, inflamed skin and hives. So if your dog is itchy, has hot spots, or is chewing his feet, it might be histamine intolerance. Now, another symptom of histamine intolerance is acid reflux. So if you have a dog that burps, vomits, or looks uncomfortable after eating, this could also be histamine intolerance. Now, other dogs that don't do well with fermented foods are dogs with mast cell tumors. A lot of mast cell tumors pump out a lot of histamine into your dog, and this will cause itchy skin and digestive problems. Now, your vet might even give your dog antihistamines to block the histamine receptors, but obviously, avoiding high histamine foods like ferment is a good idea for these dogs. Now, not all dogs with mast cell tumors have histamine problems, but if you see the signs of histamine imbalance or overload, then it's a good bet that they do. And here's a link to learn more about managing mast cell tumors naturally. Now, a third potential problem is the one I see a lot, and that's dogs with yeast. Now, I know this is controversial, but it's important to talk about. Fermentation happens when bacteria and other microorganisms break down food and convert it to postbiotics like lactic acid. But it's really hard to control the microorganisms that are in the food. So while there are healthy probiotic bacteria in there, the food will also have bad bacteria and unwanted yeast. Again, this part is controversial, but some experts believe that fermented foods, especially kombucha, can feed yeast, while others say that it can only help dogs with yeast infections. That's great. Now, I admit, I've seen dogs with yeast infections clear up pretty quickly when they stopped eating fermented foods, but I'm not a vet, and this part is more anecdotal. So what I will say is if you haven't found the fix in your yeasty dog, then try removing the fermented foods for a bit and see if it helps. Finally, one of the most obvious issues with fermented foods is gas and bloating. Now, if a food made you feel icky, you'd know it and you'd stop eating it. You'd notice that the fermented food was giving you headaches or gas pain. But dogs don't get to choose their food. We choose for them, and sometimes we choose the wrong foods. So if you're giving your dog fermented food, just watch him to make sure that he doesn't have a lot of gas, because gas pain can be downright painful. Now, if you want to keep feeding your dog fermented food, but you're maybe a little concerned that he might have a histamine intolerance, then you can add probiotics that help break down the histamine. And these are Saccharomyces boulardii, Bifidobacterium longum, and Lactobacillus plantarum. So fermented foods can be a great addition to your dog's diet, or they might not be. The bottom line is to watch your dog to see how he responds to them and know the signs of histamine intolerance or overload. And even if your dog tolerates them, don't overdo the fermented foods. Balance is important, so don't go looking to feed your dog a diet that's completely fermented. It's not a natural diet, and unnatural foods will lead to unnatural outcomes. Now, if you have any questions, just leave a comment below and check out the links for more information. And if you like this video, please make sure you like it, share it, and tell people about it. Thanks for watching.